The classification of a hound makes up a variety of different dog breeds, from the American Beagle, the Basset Hound, and the Bloodhound. These dogs are well known to be excellent trackers with a great sense of smell, and their temperament make them excellent around families. In the world of the Transformers, the Autobots can rely on the well-tuned tracking abilities of the friendly, hologram-creating scout, Hound.
Scout the area. See if you can locate the Decepticons.
Just turn me loose, Prime. I'll sniff them out.
I'd like to thank my patrons and my channel members for your continued support. Consider becoming one, or purchase some merch on my spring store today. Among many of Takara's original Diaclone toys was the car robot Mitsubishi J59 Jeep. Decorated in US Army colors, this toy was imported by Hasbro as part of the original lineup of Transformers in 1984 as the Autobot Hound. In his bio, as written by Bob Budiansky, Hound is a brave, fearless, and loyal scout who loves the natural wonders of Earth. He prefers Earth's sights over Cybertron's metal and machinery, as he uses his topographical skills to store all he sees, and he even secretly desires to be human himself. A talented tracker equipped with a turret gun turned radar scope, Hound also uses his hologram gun to project three-dimensional laser light maps and can even use it to create simple illusions. First appearing in the Marvel Comics, Hound was one of the many Autobots aboard the Ark when it crash-landed on Earth 4 million years ago. Reawakening in the then-present day of 1984, Hound was very eager to use his high-tech scanners to sniff out Decepticons, and thought recon missions would be more exciting than mere logistics gathering. As such, Hound was able to use his holograms to get the drop on Ravage during a fight against the Decepticons before the Autobots retreated to ensure the safety of humans. It was this display of his abilities that probably earned Hound a spotlight role in the three-part More Than Meets the Eye pilot of the G1 cartoon. Voiced by Ken Sansom, Hound was sent out with Cliffjumper to spy on the Decepticons. Thanks to his tracking abilities, Hound easily sniffed them out.
You smell something, Cliffjumper?
No?
I do. I think we just found the Decepticons.
Unfortunately, Cliffjumper's eagerness to fire on the Decepticons saw Hound get blasted off a cliff by Laserbeak.
I'm sorry, Hound. It's my fault. I shouldn't have fired on Megatron.
You shouldn't have missed, you mean?
As the miniseries continued, Hound helped track down and capture Ravage, who had infiltrated the Ark. He battled Rumble at the base of the river at Sherman Dam.
You couldn't swim! What makes you think you can fight?
Watch me!
And he even came up with a plan to trap the Decepticons, thanks to an idea from the other Autobot who can create illusions, his good friend Mirage.
Holograms look so real, nobody will know the difference.
Mirage, you just gave me a great idea.
Where Mirage can create the illusion of invisibility, make himself appear elsewhere, or put on a phony face, Hound's holograms went beyond creating topographical maps. Some were as simple as a driver while in vehicle mode, but he can even create elaborate images that can fool even the cleverest of Decepticons.
Hound's holograms! They tricked me!
This included a phony rocket base, a giant Autobot that distracted the Decepticon combiner Devastator, and even tricking the Decepticons into believing that Megatron was retreating, and that the Autobots were destroyed not once, but twice.
Amazing what you can do with a little hologram.
In addition, Hound frequently used his tracking and scanning abilities, which helped keep up with an invisible Mirage.
Lucky my sensors can track old Mr. Invisible, or it'd be a tough act to follow.
And in finding the Decepticons at a hydroelectrical plant.
Hound, calling Optimus Prime. Enemy sighted.
Hound also helped hunt down the ninja robot Nightbird and track down the Alligatorcon made from Optimus Prime's parts. Hound's fascination with Earth soon connected him with Spike Witwicky, as the two taught each other about their worlds.
I enjoy it, Spike. It gives me an excuse to do a little Earth-style sightseeing.
While it appeared that Hound was intended to be the Autobots' kid appeal character, that role soon shifted to the Autobots' kid brother, Bumblebee. However, Hound still teamed up with Spike often, as Hound's holograms led to the creation of the Dinobots,
Robot dinosaurs might be useful. You have my authorization.
and as the two traveled with Skyfire to stop a Decepticon plot to steal oil from tanker ships. Still, Hound remained ever present throughout the first 2 seasons of the show, even showing his fellow Autobots that they could always rely on him.
Everybody can use a little help now and then, Sunstreaker.
Hound's final appearance in the G1 cartoon was in Transformers the movie. Helping Cup with a roadblock outside Autobot City, Hound would later welcome Optimus Prime's shuttle before the Autobot commander made his heroic charge.
Megatron must be stopped, no matter the cost.
While Hound was absent during Season 3, he did appear in the Japanese exclusive series, The Headmasters. As the Marvel Comics continued, Hound remained helpful to his fellow Autobots as well. In his Jeep mode, he led the Autobots and Spider-Man through a military blockade surrounding the Decepticons' base. He later utilized his holograms to project a map to help the Autobots rescue Optimus Prime. In the stories exclusive to the UK, Hound's earlier adventures were mostly in retellings from the cartoon as he fought Rumble underwater at Sherman Dam, and he used his tracking skills to capture Ravage, who had infiltrated the Ark. Unfortunately, like many of the first-year Autobots, Hound was taken out of action by Shockwave using a mind-controlled copy of Optimus Prime's head. Spending most of his time on Ratchet's repair table, Hound was promoted to background character status until he was killed by an underbase-powered Starscream. Hound was planned to be brought back late into the Generation 2 toy line as 2 very different figures in 1995. The first would be a part of the GoBot subline transforming into a military SUV. His second was wildly different, transforming into a white payloader and named Sergeant Hound, probably for trademark reasons. Unfortunately, these figures were ultimately cancelled. Hound did appear briefly in the G2 comics, attempting not to be as violent as some of his fellow Autobots, and he assisted Grimlock in saving Optimus Prime from Megatron's wrath. At the beginning of the 21st century, the Transformers franchise had many characters gain a resurgence in popularity. However, this was not the case for Hound, who only saw cameos and minor roles in Transformers media. These included appearing on Cybertron in the very first episode of Transformers Armada, as an evil Autobot version being killed off for portraying Optimus Prime in the Shattered Glass universe, and on a board game for Animated's Allspark Almanac. In the Dreamwave comics, the Autobots were successful in liberating Cybertron from Shockwave's control. However, Prowl called upon many of his fellow Autobots to return to Earth to re-establish a formal defense presence. Being the Earth lover that he was, Hound was quick to agree. Upon his return, Hound was last seen using his holograms to assist in the construction of Autobot City. Ignoring the events of the UK and G2 stories, the Regeneration 1 comics saw Hound assist Optimus Prime in liberating Earth from Megatron's tyranny. Unfortunately, Hound was later killed off during a battle against the Cybertronian forces of Geaxis. Despite these relatively minor roles in Transformers media, Hound would return to toy store shelves in 2004, transforming into a fully licensed Jeep Wrangler as part of the highly detailed Transformers Alternators line. While this figure was redecoed into both Swindle and Rollbar, Hound's G1 figure was reissued in Japan that same year. This led to the figure being recolored into the eHobby exclusive Junkion mercenary named Detritus. The details for that I've covered previously. Upon Hound returning to toy store shelves, several figures have been released of him over the years, most of which bear resemblance to his classic G1 colors in alt mode. Among them was a deluxe class Universe figure in 2008 that came packaged with Ravage as a callback to their encounter in the original cartoon. The figure's alt mode was a modified Jeep Hurricane. In the Combiner Wars toy line, Hound was released as a retool of Swindle and was advertised to be a limb for the Combiner Skyrain. It was during the release of these figures that Hound's adventures were told in the IDW comics. Introduced as a commander of a small squad of Autobots, Hound helped battle against the threat of Galvatron and the forces of the Dead Universe. Instead of being a calm and kind-hearted scout, Hound took a no-nonsense approach to protocol, which put him at odds with Sideswipe's primary focus with saving his brother Sunstreaker. However, upon their arrival on Earth, Hound soon realized that Sideswipe's rash actions were just what they needed to complete their mission. Hound remained present to help his fellow Autobots in the fight against the Decepticons with very little fanfare. Once the war was over, Hound joined the Lost Light crew in their quest to find the Knights of Cybertron. While he was a member of the bridge crew, Hound spent most of his time in the background, with some exceptions which included acting as field commander during the events of Dark Cybertron and even using his tracking abilities to sniff out Ravage, who had stowed away on the ship. The first truly new versions of Hound came in the live-action film universe with two very different characters, of which neither used his hologram abilities nor did they express his love of Earth. The first was a playable character in the PSP game of the first movie. Voiced by Daniel Ross, Hound teamed up with his friend Trailbreaker to stop an invasion of Decepticon drones during the events of an alternate take on the 2007 film.
If we fail, the Decepticon drone army will grow larger and larger, until no power in the universe will be able to stop them.
To stop them, the two were tasked with uploading a virus via a satellite to save the Earth. While they were successful, this unfortunately also led to Hound's demise.
You saved Earth. You saved us all.
Speaking of the first film, while Hound was not present in the movie itself, Optimus Prime used Hound's hologram powers to explain to Sam and Michaela about Cybertron's past with Megatron and the Allspark. In Transformers Dark of the Moon, Ironhide was killed off at the hands of Sentinel Prime. As such, it was decided to use the character of Bulkhead in Transformers Prime instead.
Bulkhead, I needed that!
The details for that I've covered previously. Bulkhead easily became a fan favorite of the show, and as such was clearly the inspiration for a new version of Hound in Age of Extinction. However, instead of a kind-hearted, Earth-loving Autobot who used holograms, this new Hound, as voiced by John Goodman, was a pot-bellied, machine-gun-toting, big-bearded veteran commando with a less friendly demeanor similar in fashion to Goodman's role as Walter in The Big Lebowski.
I peed on the dude's rug.
Donnie, you're out of your element, dude!
It's a small gasoline drinking problem. I'm gonna kill you long before the bullet, my corpulent comrade.
Back off. Get out of my face. You want to throw down with Hound?
This trigger-happy attitude sometimes clashed with his fellow Autobots.
Cut the crap before I drop a grenade down your throat. Try it. You'll be dead. Oh, please, bullet. Please.
And he had no qualms about blasting any strange-looking aliens.
You're just too disturbing to live. Oh! You're dead.
However, when the chips were down, this bullet for cigar-chomping Hound could easily take on armies of Decepticons with his heavy arsenal.
I'm like a fat ballerina who takes scalps and slits throats.
In Age of Extinction, Hound transformed into an Oshkosh Defense FMTV truck, which went along with his G1 counterpart's theme of being a military vehicle. However, for Transformers The Last Night, Hound updated his alt mode into a Mercedes Unimog tactical vehicle.
Hound in town. Love starting the day off with a gunfight.
Throughout the various movie toy lines, several figures of Hound were released transforming into both vehicles. Many fans believe that the live-action version of Hound was truly meant to be Bulkhead. The connections were made even stronger in The Last Night, as Hound's time with Isabella drew callbacks to Bulkhead and Miko.
You might need me.
Oh, little lady, hell, I ain't no Earth current. I'm aboard. Take a field trip to the front line.
In addition, Bulkhead's new figure in Transformers Legacy resembled the live-action version of Hound enough for labels to be made for him from Toy Hacks. Unfortunately, this also played a part in the confusion as to how Hound was to be portrayed in his relatively minor appearances in Transformers media moving forward.
That was mean.
Hey! I'm sorry if you can't handle the cold-hearted truth.
In 2015, the Transformers convention BotCon released an exclusive 2-pack, redecoing Thrilling 30's Roadbuster and Scoop into General Optimus Prime and Sergeant Hound in homage to the unreleased G2 toys. The accompanying story, Cybertron's Most Wanted, saw Sergeant Hound unable to find peace in a post-war Cybertron due to his years of military service. As such, he became the commanding officer of a unit of police Autobots attempting to keep the planet safe from alien invaders. Although he did not appear on screen, Hound was briefly mentioned in Transformers Cyberverse as a warning as to why removal of the Quintesson control devices were dangerous.
The Autobot Hound, what happened to him?
He never recovered from being removed from the loop in the manner you were.
A new G1-styled figure of Hound was released in the War for Cybertron Trilogy's Siege toy line in 2019, transforming into a Cybertronian Jeep. This version of Hound appeared in the Transformers War for Cybertron animated series on Netflix. In stark contrast to his G1 counterpart, this Hound, as voiced by J.W. Stafford, was depicted more like the gung-ho commando from the live-action films.
Decepticon scrap suckers!
It was as if Hound's personality was squished with Ironhide. As he mentioned once being part of the Autobot security forces,
Makes me this guard duty back at the yard.
and was concerned with Chromia during a Decepticon ambush. While Hound and Mirage typically both have illusionary powers, only Mirage was seen using them throughout the show. Hound also appeared in IDW's rebooted continuity. Unlike his portrayal in the Netflix series, Hound was a lot more sympathetic to alien life. When the Insecticons had gained the taste for organic flesh on the Aovan homeworld, Hound was tasked by Optimus Prime to lead a squad of Autobots to save them. Despite his more peaceful demeanor, Hound wasn't shy of using a little extra firepower to put an end to an army of Insecticlones. Hound finally received the Masterpiece treatment late in 2019. However, while many other characters received Earth Mode updates as the War for Cybertron trilogy line continued into Legacy and Studio Series 86, Hound seemed to have been passed by. This was even more prominent among fans as trailers for Transformers Rise of the Beasts saw a new version of Mirage utilizing the same hologram trick that G1 Hound used before. Despite this, rumors have been revealed as of this recording surrounding a G1 Hound reissue in cartoon-accurate colors and a retool of his Siege figure into his Earth mode set to be released for the Transformers Studio Series 86. Hopefully this means this lovable, kind-hearted scout can be seen more utilizing his specialized holograms in Transformers media once again.
Sorry, Chief. I was just getting ready.
So was we. That is me and my two holographic twins.
But what do you think? Is Hound an underrated character that deserves more time in the spotlight?
Are you sure humans do this for fun?
And should the live-action version of him be referred to as Bulkhead?
I'm a wicked warrior robot.
Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you like this video, be sure to thumbs up and subscribe. I have many more Transformers videos like this coming soon, so stay tuned. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and Happy New Year. And as always, until next time, till all are one.
We'll work it into the picture. You're all hired. You boys start today as my new